Well, let's get into the album and the title, Back Home. So I had a chance to listen to it over the last couple of days, and I'm going to ask you why Back Home. But for me, Back Home means back to the roots, back to that real R&B. What is it that you are getting out of that title, Back Home?
I mean, yeah, I think it kind of speaks for itself in so many ways, from the marketing, the promotion, the way the music sounds. Not to say that I myself think I've ever veered too far away from what it is that I do. I think that the expectations of what I do have changed time and time again. I think me saying that I'm back home and actually having spent more time back home in these last few years than I have throughout my career, being that I've reached a point of success where I didn't feel as though I had to work as much as I did when I first got on, spending more time with my family. As my grandmother got sick and is getting older, as my grandfather was getting sick and he eventually passed early this year. Having my son, of course, want him to have a relationship with the place that I'm from and the people that are his family, the same way that I did. It became more important, the man that I am and spending time with my family than making music or being Trey Songz, which I've done through my whole adulthood. So I think in that time frame, I was able to just tap back into what it was. It was just very nostalgic, and the music, just you could feel that in the music. It was exciting to make music again. It didn't feel as though I was just making an album. It felt as though it was something culturally that music needed, and not to say just because I did it is what was needed. I think that music, I remember even in the midst of gangster rap excelling and being so prominent, that love was so heavily in the music that I grew up hearing, not even listening to, just hearing the music that was on the radio, music that was playing around the house. My mom would clean up when I go to my grandma's house, my auntie house, whatever. It was always love in the music.
Yep.
It was always a balance. And I feel like the word toxic has been so heavily used in the last year and a half, 2 years, and it's cool to be toxic, toxicity, then relationships. And, I just feel like back home for me means, I'm back here, like doing what I've been doing.
Okay, well, look, I love the vibe of it. I know that there's 22 songs on there, so you were really feeling at home when you put this together.
Four interludes, like people,
Okay.
That's one of the things that I wanted to highlight as well. All of my albums have had interludes and segues and transitions between the music, and I think although this is the most fluid, sequence flowing, cohesive album I've ever made. 17 songs and 4 interludes.
Okay, and your son actually makes an appearance on the album, I heard Noah.
He wrote on every song.
Okay, starting them early. Nothing wrong with that.
Every song, check the credits. My boy is a genius in wordsmith.
What would we expect? Coming from his dad being who he is. I know your life took a real change when you had your son. What do you see different now with you than before he was, came along?
I'm far more patient. I'm far more vulnerable myself, and I'm far more just understanding. I just want to be and not to say that I haven't always, but it's a different sense of wanting to be your best self when you have somebody that relies solely on you. When you look at your child, and I look at my child, and he got the same eyes as me, like it's just like, I want to do everything I can to be the best example for him. And when he comes of age and he understands how the world works, and I just want him to look and say that his father was a great example for him to be whoever he chooses to be.
So what would you say with everything that's going on right now with the pandemic, with our nation being, in unrest right now, all of the injustices that are going on with racial injustice, social injustices, what's one of the most important things that you want to teach Noah as he becomes a boy and then growing into a young man?
Oh man, it's so many things I want to teach him. First of all, just knowing that his skin is not a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how he's viewed, as black men and women, we're our skin is weaponized as early as that young lady is in that room right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so you want to teach your children that you want to make them aware of what the world is and how the world will perceive them, but also letting them know how pure he is, letting them know how amazing he is, how sweet he is, how smart he is. I just want him to know that he's amazing, no matter what anybody else thinks of him, that your daddy love you to death just how you are. Like, and that's good enough.
Absolutely. And that, hearing that from you, his dad, and hearing those positive messages early on, giving him that confidence, I think that's, you're on the right path there. You're definitely becoming a real dad, Trey.
Yeah, I'm already that.
All right now. All right.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here. And don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. Bye guys.